my name is Jessica Lachelle and welcome to my channel where all things entrepreneurship. I am a full-time entrepreneur, I consider a stay-at-home mom entrepreneur, and I'm here to teach you currently with this YouTube video how to build a jewelry store or a jewelry brand or a jewelry line from scratch. Now let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So my story stems from the pandemic. I was working a county job at the time, and I knew I eventually wanted to leave my job, right? That was my goal. I knew I wanted to leave my job, and so I had to figure out a plan that I could leave my job. So I began to think about all the things that I love to do. And this is some things that I encourage like new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that are planning on rebranding themselves. Mind you, y'all, if I get a little nauseated or if I need to drink some water, I am 2.5 months pregnant, building an empire, so bear with me. But I try to teach a lot of new entrepreneurs or budding new entrepreneurs. You build off of the things that you love. Some people tell you you do not have to be passionate to build a business. I'm currently there. I'm in areas where I'm not exactly passionate, but I get the job done because it's very profitable within revenue. But with my jewelry store, it started off as my baby. I definitely love jewelry. So if you can see right here, I have 3 earrings, gold. These are also like items that I add to my site, but I just started off with items that I love. I love jewelry. I love accessories. I love the fact that I could put a watch on, a little tennis bracelet. I also do permanent jewelry, earrings, necklace. I love to accessorize my outfits. So I began to think about like all the things that I love. I tried fashion. So I'm like the go-to girl that has like kind of done all things for business so far. So I started off with clothes, loved it. I did pretty well, but it wasn't like I was making like thousands. I was making more like hundreds and sometimes $50s and $80. So I began to think about more things that I love outside of me being a girly girl, outside of me loving fashion, me loving like skincare, things of that nature. I began to think about jewelry. Like jewelry is always in. It doesn't matter what season you're in. We know grandmas that are decked out in jewelry. We know new moms. We know teenagers. We know little girls that have like, your baby comes out and your brand new baby has like a brand new bracelet with their name on it. Like jewelry is always in. So I began to think about ways for me to build my jewelry brand. And that's what I began to build, Fancy Rivers. One day I was just thinking, and I was asking God, actually, I was like, God, what is a name that I can build my brand on? And I love all things fancy. Mind you, like I feel like I'm a fancy woman, but I began to think about something that was always flowing or overflowing, and I thought of rivers. So I put Fancy Rivers together, and I'll have a couple of different YouTube videos where I begin to talk about how I did it the cheap way with starting up my business organization paperwork. But right now we're talking about just specifically how to start your jewelry brand. And I would say even how to start your jewelry brand with less than $100. So let's get back to it. So I began to think about ways for me to build off the jewelry that I already have. How can I wear my jewelry? How can I market my jewelry? How can I sell my jewelry? And so during the pandemic, it was actually March 2020 when the pandemic started. I went home and I decided for me to go ahead and start the jewelry brand. So I went ahead and started just brainstorming ways for me to build this like great thing that I just knew was gonna be so ginormous. Maybe somebody was gonna buy it from me one day. Hasn't happened. But how can I build something that so many women or so many men that want to surprise like their wives or girlfriends, like with jewelry that's like inexpensive? How can I start it off? So I began to find ways to find manufacturers. Now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. For me, I started off going to China. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a couple of locations. And I'm actually gonna teach you how to go to. So if you're interested, I recommend that you download the app Alibaba. So that's step 1. Download the app Alibaba.com. I also recommend that you do it from like a desktop computer. A desktop computer will always give you like more enlarged pictures. It will give you more ways and views to see like reviews and things of that nature. But I would definitely start at Alibaba. Now, I will be, by the end of this video, I will also give locations for LA that you can buy your jewelry. in bulk, in person. There's a lot of great locations. So I'm probably gonna do an additional video where it's nothing just but vendors, giving out all my hacks to all my vendors. But I'm just gonna add in a couple of ways for you to find jewelry, and great jewelry that doesn't change colors, great jewelry that is great quality, material, and things of that nature. And so what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want to search on the Alibaba.com, whether their app or their website, how to find stainless steel jewelry. That's your goal. So whether you want gold or whether you want, gold plated, the gold is gold plated, or whether you want stainless steel like silver or even rose gold, your goal is stainless steel. And that means that they will put whatever, like the material alloy on top of the stainless steel. So it's not obviously 100% gold, but it will give the effect and it will also last longer. And so if you were to type that in, like stainless steel, let's just say whatever type of jewelry that you desire, it will pop up. Now here's also a hack that people don't know. On the app, if you go to the search bar, there's a camera, okay? Now you can search images. Now 4 years ago, y'all, I did not have the search image option. So I will be scrolling Alibaba for years and hours, okay? But another hack is that if you don't be too scared to contact the manufacturer, the distributor directly, okay? You need to become friends with the manufacturers that you are buying from. So get to know them, get to know their real name, and then they begin to give you like free jewelry and things of that nature. But once you get to know them, they can even personalize pieces for you. So even if you want items personalized, you can just ask them like, hey, send them a picture of what you've seen and ask them, hey, how can I duplicate this, or how can I change this a little bit, and what are your prices? And a lot of times in the app, it gives you an option where you can search the image, you can contact the distributor directly, or you could just straight out buy from the jewelry distributor. Now, what we could do is that I'm going to go ahead and type in, oh, this is a good one. I'm gonna show the picture right here. I thought about doing these mini baby girl hoop earrings, 18 mm, for like my daughter. Like, you know, she's really, really tiny. I was gonna also buy them for my youngest daughter too, my two youngest ones. But so these come, if you look, it literally says minimum order 1 piece. Now, if you can find distributors, since you're just starting out, that will give you just one item for the price, those are the distributors and the manufacturers that you want to buy from initially. A lot of companies you need to watch because it may say 10 minimum pieces, 25 minimum pieces, 100 minimum pieces. If you do and you like the jewelry, what I would do is that I would save it there. If you find the heart on the page, usually beneath the jewelry, beneath like the words of the like description, there's a heart and then there's like a share button. I will heart it and then save it under a tab that has like your new jewelry name store so that you can always re-find it. But if it has like a minimum, I would recommend that you find another company that wants to sell it just like as is. So you can take a picture of it and repopulate it in the search engine. Or you can start building a relationship with another distributor and ask them, can they make the piece? And they may be able and willing, or be able to like find the item for you. So those are a couple of ways for you to initially start your jewelry brand. Now, you only technically need $50 to $100 to buy, let's just say 10 pieces. So this piece specifically is only $15, y'all. 15. So I'm gonna add it to the cart. They have silver, gold, rose gold. I'm gonna add it to the cart and I'm gonna tell you how much the price is. I just want one earring. So the price is $15 for the earrings, okay? The shipping is $6.99. The subtotal is $21.99. So that's already $21.99. So it comes out with the United States tax, which is $1.17. So the subtotal was $15. The shipping fee is $6.99. The subtotal is $21.99 plus your US tax, which is $1.17. Your payment processing fee, which is 70 cents. It comes out to $23.86. Now this is already $23.86, and if you just minus 100, you can still get a couple of pieces. And this is more expensive on the expensive side. I would say if you want to start a little bit cheaper, there's also options where they're like $8, or there's a couple of companies where you could buy a couple of items for like a certain price, let's just say for $45, and they'll add in like 2 more just to, you could just ask them like, hey, do you guys have any specific specials, or can I get some jewelry for free since I bought so many? And usually they'll just ship them to you. But I recommend, I would message them directly and ask them, do they have any specials since you're buying? You want to become let them know you want to become a consistent, this is the key. This is like the major key. Let them know you want to become a consistent major client with them. Okay, let them know that you're going to be a repeat person that's going to consistently come shop with them, and more than likely they're going to say yes. Okay, I want to work with her, she's going to bring me more business. That's what they want. Ultimately they want you to come back, messaging you directly, like letting you know like, hey, we have new things, we have new catalogs, come check us out. So you just want to basically make friends with everybody in China. Okay, so you're either going to fly yourself to China physically and get on a plane, or you're gonna let this be your best friend. Okay, and so once you do that, I would recommend obviously you find a couple of different options. I have a piece in here that's a necklace that's $4.64, another piece that's 21 cents. It just depends on what exactly you're looking for within the app. Now you just have to be careful when you're shopping with China, because you have to be reminded that they do have their their Chinese New Year. Their Chinese New Year. So they have their Chinese New Year. Okay. And so they are literally closed from like January to like mid-February or March. So just make sure, I would always make sure I put it in my handwritten calendar every year to be reminded to ask them, hey, when is your last day at the manufacturer? To make sure I get all of my items before they leave. Okay. Because then you're going to have like a month and a half or a month, or like 17. It depends on how long they're out of their out of the office for them to get back to you. So that's one way to get jewelry. This is one of my favorite pieces that I would sell. Now these would obviously ship at like 22, or it was like $18 to $22 per necklace. Hopefully you can see that. It's like not blurry or anything. So it's literally a customized name necklace, okay? And so I would sell these at like $75 to $80 per sale. I also had bracelets, I had rings, I had earrings. And so this is an easy way to build your business and make sure you make profit off of it. That's one way, through Alibaba. The second way I would say is finding a couple of vendors that are actually from the jewelry, I don't know if it's called the Jewelry Mart or like the Jewelry Area Center in New York. New York is like also has a section that is known for their jewelry. So I would recommend doing your research on Google. It's a simple research, Google research, to figure out a lot of the vendors that are also out of New York that have specialized pieces, that have gold pieces, that have silver, that have customized, and they also have a way to also ship things to you. They have catalogs online. They even have recommendations of like sister companies that they go with. But who I would recommend as well is where I'm closest to, since I'm in California, is the LA Jewelry Fashion Mart. I'm gonna give you 2 locations. Location in LA, Los Angeles, is called Gempact, or it's called Bella Findings. That is BELLA space FINDINGS. Now this is located in Los Angeles, California. Their address is 607 South Hill Street, Arcade number 6, Los Angeles, California 90014. Now this location, you can look on their website where they recommend like certain times they recommend you go, because they kind of get kind of busy and you have to stand. It's a long line. It's kind of like in this industrial where they have like different businesses in this warehouse, and you can go in there and they sell you jewelry also by the yard, because I also do permanent jewelry. But if you go to that area and just like, I would recommend, if you have time, to like literally go to LA and spend like, okay, find you a great location that you could park for like a couple of hours because you don't want to get your car towed or anything like that, or get a ticket. So find a place where you could park for like a couple of hours so you can like also find lunch down there and then go look again. But I recommend you just go down there just to park for like during the week. I don't think they usually aren't opens on weekends. So go anytime you can during the week. I recommend you go earlier in the morning so you can get there and it won't be as busy and you can find your way around, and just go from store to store figuring out what type of jewelry that they sell that you can resell. Now, do not forget this. You're going to need this information right here. Okay? Don't go down there if you do not have this one thing. Okay, I don't know how New York works. I'm not in New York. I can't recommend New York, but I can tell you how California works. Okay? Do not go down there if you do not have a seller's permit. Okay? You need your seller's permit. A seller's permit is something that you basically, everything you gotta go to the government. Okay, the government wants their hand in everything. So you need to go to them and basically tell them that you're trying to sell items potentially, and that you need a permit showing like, hey, this is my business and this is what I do. Essentially, it's like your ID to the business world of seller, you being a seller of items. You're gonna go to cdtfa.ca.gov. I'm gonna say it one more time. cdtfa.ca.gov. You're gonna go here and you're gonna do obtain a seller's permit. When you get all the way to the end, I would recommend that if you can do it on like a device where you can save it, I would recommend you print it, because when you go to locations, they usually want to see it. What I do is that I usually do it on my phone, but I'm very like techie. And so I just save it to my files under my business name, Fancy Rivers. So if you have like a files and you know how to work your files on like your iPhone, I have an iPhone, I would recommend you just save it to your files under your business name. But I would keep all of your files underneath there. I have not been able to do any of this without a planner. You need to write everything down so you can keep up with everything, and it's not like driving you crazy when it's time for you to re-jump or re-get into things, or you forgot what you did last week. A planner is necessary. And if you need one, I have the perfect one for you. It's how I plan my life. It's how I plan my 5 going on 6 kids' lives. It's like how I plan all my businesses. I am a multi-entrepreneur. I have 2 event spaces. I have a jewelry store. Me and my husband, we are building a ministry. We have a lot going on, but if it wasn't for my planner. So I'll put the link to the planner in the description. I will do another video talking through how I run my planner, how my planner is effective, things of that nature. So get ready for that. But I hope this video regarding how to start a jewelry business with under $100 was very, very helpful. If it was, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, as well as hit that like button and get excited, because my plan is to do videos every week, just encourage entrepreneurs. I was a single mom before I got married for 12 years, so I understand what it looks like to build something sometimes with no money or limited resources. Looking to see how I'm building my businesses and looking at all the avenues, all the grants that I get, things of that nature. Make sure you subscribe and push the like button, and I'll see you soon. Bye.